Welcome to Behind the Bill with Stephanie Couch. Today we're in Clarkesville, Georgia near Lake Burton at Burton Community Subdivision. I personally think is the most beautiful place in the world, but I'm a little biased. I'm with Lew Oliver and we are standing in front of, it's a pretty magnificent wall. Tell me what we're looking at here, Lew.
This is a tongue and groove paneling that is suitable for interior or exterior use. And this is made out of 5/4 by 8 material.
You drew this molding, so this is one of your profiles in your new Lew Oliver Millwork collection, which you're partnering with Magbee Contractors Supply. This is the only wall like this in the world right now, right?
It's the only wall in the world like this right now. This wall is amazingly made out of poplar, and poplar is generally a paint grade material. Mm-hmm. But once we got this on the wall, Austin, our builder, was like, it'd be a real shame to paint this.
Yeah, it is so beautiful.
We're leaving it alone because we think the variation in the color is beautiful.
And this crown at the top here, you also drew?
Yes, that is what's called a Cavetto mold because it's gouged. Yes. It has Egyptian origins, and it's meant to really elevate moldings back to where they were 100 years ago.
Well, let's walk through here. Show me some more about this house. So I see this curved wall here, and then you've got this amazing circle window with a view that looks like it's never going to be obscured.
This view will never be obscured. The casings are from our collection, the plinths, the baseboards, and all of this really works together, and it creates a cohesive package that really celebrates and amplifies the spaces. We do communities that are affluent. We do communities that are more attainable. With our new MOD collection, we're really wanting to give school teachers the option of also affording walkable neighborhoods. And to me, it's very important. We're at an intersection in our country where we've largely lost the idea of communities. Most people don't have that experience. They have the experience of driving through their subdivision, driving to the mall, driving to work. And so we've really replaced the idea of community with a driving culture. When I go down to 85, I look at the 20% of forest that are left rapidly evaporating. And when you hear about new development coming in, you know that a forest is going to be taken out, leveled, and the freeway littered with billboards, and the rest of it just become something that is production and entirely based on money and market needs. And these kind of places do provide housing for people, but they're never soulful places, and the element of nature is almost entirely removed unless it's something that's just cannot be used anyway. And so this is a development pattern that does not have to exist. There's an alternate called traditional neighborhood development. There's another word for that, new urbanism. The mission is to create walkable communities with real town centers with significant architecture. And these places are more compact, so they encourage walkability. They encourage social interaction, and they stimulate you to want to walk through the town. The nice thing about this kind of compact development is when you take 100 houses, and normally that would take 100 acres to put 100 houses, you can do it in 15 acres. And that enables you to create civic spaces, and it enables you to preserve massive amounts of countryside, whether it's agriculture or woodlands. You can save all of that and have a great sense of community and a great economic model at the same time.
One of the things that we've worked on together that I'm so excited to see come to fruition is your MOD collection. So you have designed some beautiful homes that are modular homes, but not what you think of when you think of modular homes. They're actually so classically well designed. Tell me a little bit about what is MOD collection, what inspired you to create it, And what's the future for MOD Collection?
Oh, thank you. And to be transparent, Stephanie has helped us with marketing materials for MOD and conceiving of the logo, the graphics, a lot of the thought that has gone into this in changing the public perception of modular construction. I think the public to date thinks of modular construction as a commodity, as something less than. Stephanie's group has helped us reconceive of that notion that MOD, the name of this is Lew Oliver MOD, short for modular, can be thought of as superior construction and with really high quality, elegant finishes, solid construction, and MOD will be something that we can use to populate our walkable neighborhood plans. MOD is also something we are hoping that will reduce the cost of construction, reduce the construction cycle, so that communities like Trilith, like Serenbe, like Vickery, which to date are for the most part high-end, even though we have small houses there, they're still high-end houses, and they take a certain level of affluence to be a part of. MOD is something that we're hoping will make desirable neighborhoods much more attainable for people like school teachers, which to date have been priced out of these kind of places. This is a huge challenge, and for me, it's the thing I'm most passionate about. Do I love doing custom houses? Yes. Do I love expensive finishes? Yes. But what drives me to continue in my career is to make excellent places that are more attainable, environmentally friendly, and incredibly stylish. I want those places to be attainable to most people. Just like animals live in nests, and ants live in ant hills, and birds live in flocks, humans also are part of the ecosystem, but we've destroyed our own habitat. And so these new walkable communities are an attempt to bring back our habitat and at the same time respect the natural world that our own habitat is in. And the beauty of walkable neighborhoods, anytime you can condense development, you can also save a lot of natural areas at the same time that you can play one off the other.
Yeah, and this area is somewhere where I grew up and I love, so I like seeing things like this be preserving what's beautiful about it because it doesn't need much. The backdrop is pretty perfect as it is.
Yes.
One of the things I admire the most about your work is you always take such great care on the windows and doors, and your grid patterns and all of those things work so beautifully.
I love Pella windows. I have very few upper brands that I choose. Pella is at the top of the food chain to me because it's a great product. Varieties of colors and just incredibly well made, and a very old company that I'm proud to be a part of. These windows are designed to be the golden rectangle, which is a ratio of 1.618 to 1. And the golden rectangle is considered the most perfect proportion in the world. It was used by the Egyptians and the Greeks on buildings like the Parthenon.
I love how thoughtful you are and how you bring history in, and things that seem so simple, like, oh, that window's just there. So pensive in the way that you put this together. Beautiful. And
Liz Treadwell did a great job with color on this building. She does all our finishes and colors. And really, instead of doing the windows in a color or doing them in white or in black, she wanted to really blend the materiality of everything. The kitchen, we wanted to spatially drop the ceiling from this area to the kitchen and make the kitchen a little bit cozier. Instead of just a beam ceiling in the kitchen, I wanted to do something a little more complex. The door was something we worked on. We wanted something visually stunning. This door is 42 inches wide and 9 feet tall.
Thermally modified ash on this door, and you've got this beautiful reeded detail. Who made this for you?
Magbee out of Winder, Georgia, made this door, and they are my go-to millwork supplier. They have old world craftsmanship. They're probably the most prominent old style millwork shop left in Atlanta.
Yes, and this Lew Oliver Millwork Collection in partnership with Magbee Contractors Supply, you have all different types of moldings that would fit different vernaculars, different house styles.
You can choose these different types of moldings from this collection along with transom windows, along with doors like this. And you can put them together. They're pre-curated to come up with a powerful kit of parts for moldings in a room. And what we're trying to do is make it easy to do powerful trim packages again.
One of my hallmark things about Lew Oliver that I love, the first time I ever saw this was at the Trilith properties, was we walked this subdivision, this beautiful community that you had built, and every single house was a totally different look. One might be modern, one was craftsman, one was Georgian. So amazing. You've got incredible rock on the facade, and we're gonna go in here and see some details.
One thing you see at Burton is a variety of building styles. This house is definitely a much happier mountain house because it has a much lighter palette and demeanor, but it's also anchored to the setting by the materiality, which is traditional southern siding and native rock.
We've come upstairs, 12-foot ceilings. This molding on the top from your collection is so stunning.
This is a part of the Lew Oliver Collection Magbee partnership. As most people call it crown molding, I would call it a Cavetto molding. And the baseboards. The baseboards are very beefy. They are 2x8s with a massive base cap, which is part of the collection. And that base cap is modeled after a column base. The Cavetto molding, you appreciate it here, but you really see the profile in this inventive return that Austin and the trim carpenter cooked up. But what they did is they mitered it in on itself and created a return that really shows you the drama of the profile in little details like that.
One of the things I like about how you've positioned these homes, and I know this was extremely intentional, there actually is a home on the other side of this house, which is kind of above it, but when you look out that kitchen window, you do not see that house.
When you're looking at the mountains, you look in the foreground and you see these roofs, and there's a lot of repetition of form. And so we call that roofscaping. And when you're doing a community, really the thing that's the most important is the roofscape and establishing almost a landscape quality to all of these forms.
We are here in Lew Oliver's new office. Austin Treadwell, thanks for joining me on Behind the Build. We are going to showcase some of the stuff that you did, but I want to talk a little bit about this building first. This thing was horrible when you got it. Tell me about it.
So it was awful. It was really old, 2 different units, 2 different levels of the slab, and we came in here and just completely gutted down to concrete and the roof above. Busted out this entire front entry and replaced the roof, and really just let it tell us what to do from there.
Yeah, it turned out beautifully, but I have some before pictures that tell me the story before wasn't so great. I want to talk a little bit about the finishes here because you've got some cool stuff that you're showcasing. So we're here in Clarkesville, Georgia, and we are using some products that I haven't seen really before. This door is actually a custom-made door by Magbee Contractors Supply, and they've made this out of thermally modified ash, which I've heard a lot about thermally modified. I haven't seen ash as much.
Magbee came in and took measurements for what the space we had. What they do is they run the material through a kiln at 850 degrees, cooks out all the moisture content, out all the sugars, and it's a chemically free way of doing pressure treating. So Lew designed the door, did a hand sketch, and Magbee took it from there. This is M-Tech hardware. Liz really knocked it out of the park with the selection here, and it pairs perfectly well with the coloring of the wood.
Yeah, nothing better than that dark wood with that beautiful brass. Over here in the corner, you have left some of the original touches, which I love, because the little kiss back to the past while you're framing up the future. Tell me what I'm looking at here with this exposed brick and this plaster.
Yeah, so when we got to go into demo, there was it was in bad shape. So a lot of original plaster, and then you had a lot of it from different water issues and stuff had fallen apart and was just needed to be taken out anyway. Well, when we started getting into it, we realized there's beautiful original brick behind, and this is a brick structure building. So we took a couple hammers and opened up a couple more viewpoints to bring more of that into play. This is a Portola Mariposa. It's a Roman clay line that they have. It's a really great company out of California. It's a no VOC product, and it's basically a really viscous paint that goes in trowels on application. So you can get a lot of handwork on it, get a lot of texture. And it's a great way to do plaster on a, somewhat on a budget. We really love the product. We did actually 3 different colors in this building.
And you did actually use this in Burton, I saw earlier on one of your hood vents as well. So it's super cool way to get a little bit of texture without doing a ton. I want to come back over and talk a little bit about the floors here, because we've got a moment in the foyer, and then this entire building has beautiful floors that are actually thermally modified wood, and they're in pine.
It is a thermally modified pine, as you mentioned. We didn't want too new in the old space, so you do get some character in that soft wood. It does live. It comes in like an old feel too. So you don't get that stark new, and it kind of gives that industrial old feel to it.
Yeah, and I love how some of these little knots are peeking through here.
Yeah.
And we're in Georgia, and there's pine trees everywhere, Austin, so we got to give a little bit of kiss to our natural landscape here, and this floor is doing that. What a beautiful moment.
These are thermally modified windows that Magbee did build custom for us. Lets you get some privacy without closing off and working in a dingy, dark environment.
So tell me about these beautiful live edge desks. These are so great, floating desk. A local artisan made these for you?
Yes, Craig Decker with Deadwood tables. These are walnut tables. I saw them for the first time when they were installed and was more than thrilled with the final product.
Yeah, and you've got one area here that has the storage space, and then on this side you've got just some exposed area. I love the way it turned out. I think it's exquisite. Lew, you partnered with some amazing people to make this office a reality. I see this really cool table. So tell me a little bit about this, because you said this was a local artisan?
Well, yes. My partner John and I have a place on the side of a mountain nearby. And this is a tree that died, and we had to have it cut down. And it was just on the forest floor rotting. And it was like, this has a great form. We're gonna take this to our friend Craig Decker with Deadwood tables and see if he can do a Sushugi bond finish.
Yeah.
And I brought it in there, and he was like, never done this, because he does live edge wood tabletops. And he said, but I'll give it a try. And so the next time I went in, he had given it a try. He was working on it. He had put it on his barbecue grill and was grilling it.
Wow.
And it turned out like this with a lot of processing.
This is so cool.
That's a fun local piece.
I just saw that actually online, that they burn this, and that's how they get this finish, is they actually burn the wood.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Lew, for giving us a tour of your office, and it's turned out exquisite. We love it. And if you're interested in mimicking any of these moldings or millworks in your space, you can go to MagbeeLuxury.com and find the Lew Oliver Collection.